Hey guys, so my name is Camilla and I'm in the Sound Mind team, and we're working in partnership with Fix Up to bring you the Building Your Mental Strength workshops. I know, like, let's go crazy, fun times, all of that. Now, you might have a couple of questions, just one or two. Two being, who is she? And the second one being, who is Sound Mind? What is Sound Mind? So I'm going to start with the second one, and then I'm going to answer who I am because you don't know me. So Sound Mind is an organization that is dedicated to promoting mental strength and positive well-being. We do that in three main ways. We do it by educating, we do it by equipping, and we do it by empowering people in all areas, mental health and personal development. Now, who am I? Like, like who am I? I'm Camilla. Like I said, I work with Sound Mind, and why I do what I do is because I really used to struggle with my mental strength when I was younger. Like, if there was like a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being you go girl, you got this, you're winning, we see you. DJ Khaled, all I do is win, and 0 being so hello darkness, my old friend. I was like a solid 2. I was a solid 2. um Literally probably all the way from when I was 11 years old up until I was 18. I struggled with anxiety. I was one of the most depressed kids I ever knew. The negative thoughts were just a different level. Comparison, A1. I ended up like developing an eating disorder. I ended up struggling with self-harm, all because I had all these emotions and all these thoughts and I didn't know how to deal with them. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know how to cope. And so I grew up and I eventually had healthy conversations with people. I learned how to cope with my emotions and my feelings and how to have positive relationships with people. And I realized that I struggled a lot in my adolescence for no reason. Like, it didn't need to be that hard. So I made a vow. That's right. I made a vow that I would make sure that every young person I could encounter who might be struggling in a similar way or who isn't yet, I would be so intentional about making sure they didn't go through the same unnecessary journey. So that is why I'm here today. Fun times. I know. Thank you so much. I can see you clapping. Thank you so much. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about social media. Yes, I know it's one of those talks. She's here to talk to us about social media. Yes, I am. I have a quick question for you. Is social media a good thing or a bad thing? Take a minute, think about it. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Now, if you said it was a good thing, you're not wrong. If you said it was a bad thing, you're not wrong. The truth is, like one of the best artists that the UK has ever produced, Cheryl Cole. If you don't know, now you know. I'm joking, but still, like she once said, too much of anything can make you sick. Too much of a good thing can make you sick. It can be a bad thing. So I want you to think about it. Like, chocolate on its own is actually not a bad thing. If you have a chocolate bar here, a chocolate bar there, you're living your life, you're doing other things, no one's worried about the fact that you had a chocolate bar. 16 chocolate bars in a row makes us say, wait, hold up. Are you okay? What's happening here? Are you good? It becomes a bad thing. Different example for some of us who have been in the lockdown. 1 hour with your parents, not a bad thing. You laugh, you joke, it's been great. Hey mom, hey dad, whoever your guardians are, thanks. And then you go about your daily business. A whole day. I'm talking from the moment you woke up to the moment you go to sleep with them. There might be a little bit of tension, there might be a little bit of just like oh, okay. So we're still all here, huh? Again, too much of anything can be a bad thing. And so social media is very much the same. It is a beautiful tool that is used for amazing things and simultaneously can be terrible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you and I'm going to run through some of the benefits and the like negative parts of social media. So here we go. The first benefit is it exposes you to new things. So, there's stuff that you be seeing on social media that you wouldn't ordinarily see from your room or from the area that you're in. I can literally go and travel to Japan through social media just because I can learn about the culture, I can learn about the foods. There have been so many times that I've seen someone eating something on the internet and I've been like, I want it. I want to try it. I'm going to experience it. Let me find a restaurant. Let's go. All because I just happened to be on one of those like social media pages that spoke about food. So it exposes you to new things. You learn about different cultures. You learn about different people. You hear about different music. It's great. Another benefit, it encourages creativity. Now, I'm not the biggest TikTok fan, mainly because the dancers really be stomping me, but I have seen some amazing TikToks, from the way people have done their makeup to the dances that have been created to the fact that they tried to create Ratatouille as a musical on TikTok. People wrote original music and they put it together and there was replies and it was great and I was here for it. So it encourages creativity. It can be a good way to relax. Social media doesn't really be taking your mental energy. You don't really have to be thinking much when you're on it unless you're on it for work. So it can be a good way to relax. And lastly, it helps you stay connected to people. A good like, hey, how you doing in the DMs, seeing people posting their pictures, you're seeing people's stories and you're seeing, I haven't spoken to that person in a minute, but I can see they're alive and that's fab to know. So it's got its benefits, but dun, 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 it also has its negatives. And one of those things is it can actually cause a lot of comparison in people. It can make people feel like their life is just not the one. It can cause a lot of body image issues. I've spoken to so many young ladies who have seen pictures of like other young ladies who are beautiful in their own right, and as a result have ended up speaking negatively about themselves. I've spoken to a lot of guys who have seen the lifestyle that other guys are portraying online, and then they're like, well, I'm just trying to like get to this and I'm just trying to be like this, and it's like, but that's not where you're at. Why would you try and go broke trying to live a fake life when you could live within your means and your core? Comparison. Social media gives us exposure to more opinions and to more viewpoints, which ultimately can lead us to compare and feel trash. Number 2, fear of missing out. I don't know how many times I've had conversations with people and it's like, why don't you just log off? It's like, but what if something happens? Well, then it happens. You weren't there, you catch up on it and you keep it stepping. But fear of missing out, which in itself is like, it basically helps to increase anxiety because you're constantly worrying and waiting for the next thing. It's not great. Cyberbullying. This isn't everybody's story, but it is some people's story. Social media gives people leeway to be braver than they would be in person, or for some people to be meaner than they would be in person. And sometimes that comes across as bullying. You'll find people leaving mean comments, sending anonymous things to people, creating new social media apps so that they can intentionally go out and make someone feel trash. Cyberbullying is a thing and it's a negative. And isolation. There are so many young people who are spending all their time online in their rooms in the dark, scrolling on their phones instead of, I know that we can't go out now, but you can communicate with the people in your house. You can communicate with friends off social media. You can do anything else, like you just can. And so yeah, like I said, social media has its pros and it has its cons, and it is all about using it in the right way. So we got a little bit of a mantra for today's session. So I want you to like sit up straight, face me. Well, you're facing the screen anyway, but sit up straight, pretend you're looking me in the eye, and I want you to repeat after me. I will consume less and create more. Say it with me. I will consume less and create more. Okay, I'm going to say it one more time. I will consume less and create more. Fabulous. We love to hear it. Now, what do I mean by this? I mean what it says on the tin. I'm going to consume less social media. I'm going to consume less Instagram, less TikTok. If any of you are still on Facebook, it's a wow, but you do you. Less Facebook videos, whatever's out there. I don't know if people are still using MySpace. I heard that Bebo was coming back. Some of you might not even know about Bebo, but apparently it's on its way back. But yes, I will consume less and I will create more. Absolutely love it. So now what we're actually going to do instead is, like I said, social media can actually be a good thing, but we need a break. The solution is actually to take a break. So what you're going to do for the next 5 minutes, you're going to write down one day of the week that you're going to spend off social media. I mean, nope, not logging in, not checking anything, not checking an update, no scrolling, nothing. One day of the week that you're willing to not spend on social media, and an activity that you would love to do instead. Some of you are writers, some of you are dancers, some of you are chefs. Like, there is so much creativity on the inside of you that we want you to explore. So for 5 minutes, what you're going to do is write down one day a week that you're not going to use social media, and what activities you could do for 1 hour on that day. And then I want you to share it with the person next to you. And just to make sure that you stick to the 5 minutes, I have my trusty timer right here. So let's go. Okay, so you might have already finished writing down what day of the week you're going to pick and what it is that you're going to try out. And if you don't already have something that you know you want to do, what is it that you could try doing? What new skills could you pick up? And try practicing them. Some of you might be an instrument. That's all I'm saying. There might be some violinists out there, some guitarists out there. I'm not sure if anyone's going to get a drum set, but you could. But yeah, what is it that you would like to try? And once you've written that down, share it with the person next to you. 3 more minutes. Well, just under 3 minutes. Right, so we've got just under 30 seconds. So let's start rounding those conversations off. Absolutely amazing. I can already hear that some of you have got some great things that you're willing to try out. Amazing. Thank you so much, guys. Absolutely love to just see and to hear and to know that we're all willing to try some new things. And so, having done all that, I know you're probably wondering, so like, Camilla, what's your thing? What are you up to? What day of the week are you taking off? So I'm gonna let you know, because I can hear the interest. I take Saturdays off from social media because Saturdays are my days. I try my hardest to just have them as like Camilla days. And if I can't do a Saturday, then I do a Sunday. If something comes up, if I'm doing anything other than doing something for me on a Saturday, Sunday becomes my day of just unplugging from everything, everyone, and just focusing on me and being present. So yeah, and what activity? So this year actually, be excited for me. So this year, you know, every year people are like, oh my gosh, I want to learn something new. This year I am actually trying to learn a monologue a month. I know that I could probably do more, thank you, but I'm trying to learn a monologue a month because I'm trying to push myself, both my memory and simultaneously just to do something that I enjoy for the sake of doing it, and I enjoy acting. So there we go. So next up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through a couple of the benefits of spending time offline. I know, how exciting, we're going to do it. But before we do that, I just want you to say this with me one more time. I will consume less and create more. One more time. I will consume less and create more. Amazing. So, benefits of just being offline. It helps to reduce stress. When you are on your phone, when you're on social media, you are always looking for the next thing. It increases an anxiousness. You're always waiting for something to come on, waiting for a reply, wondering what people are doing elsewhere. So, time off social media actually just gives your brain a second to just relax, to be focused on something other. It's great. Additionally, you get better sleep because some of you, and you know who you are, you're on your phones till all hours of the night, scrolling away. You're a zombie. You wake up in the morning, you're cranky, you don't want to talk to anyone, all because you had a disturbed sleep. So, benefits, at least one day out the week, you'll have an improved sleep. More time to create. Like we said, we're filling 1 hour of that day that we're taking offline with something creative to do. And some of you are thinking, oh my gosh, but I'm not creative, like I'm not artsy. Creativity can be found in every subject, anywhere. It's the ability to make something from where there was nothing. So there's creativity in maths, like whether you know it or not. There is creativity in engineering. They build things. Like literally, creativity is just where there was nothing, you make something. And lastly, you get to be present. That's right. There is so much that has happened over the past year and a bit. And in case you don't know it, life be short. Some of you will have experienced some immense losses, and some of you, luckily, maybe none of this COVID stuff has negatively affected you that much. But it's so important to just be present with the people around you. Remind your friends, remind your family that you love them. Take an interest in someone else, because you never know how they're feeling, what's going on with them. Just being present, so that one day a week, if no other day, you get to intentionally say, let me serve someone else, let me be present for them. So don't forget, your challenge, your action point for this session is one day a week with no social media, and do something you enjoy. Thank you so much for signing in, and I'll see you at the next workshop. Bye.